floating crematoriums are taking to the skies. It's an innovative, placid way to navigate the countryside on the way to funerals. As the crematorium burns a body, it powers the propellers of a blimp to help it navigate as it floats peacefully in the air, transporting mourners to the burial site. The funeral industry is transforming, with more people interested in alternative approaches to honoring their loved ones' remains instead of standard burial ceremonies. Environmentally friendly approaches include burial at sea and relying on human composting systems to return our bodies to the earth naturally instead of pumping the deceased with formaldehyde and other toxic chemicals meant to preserve rather than recycle a person's body. Meanwhile, many families prefer cremation for the funeral ceremony. Cremation is a time-honored tradition in countries such as India and the United States of America. But crematoriums belch clouds of smoke into the air when burning deceased people's bodies. Since cremation is so popular, a new startup funeral company in Silicon Valley, California, has come up with a novel approach to making ceremonies for the dead more environmentally friendly. Because crematoriums will continue to emit pollution in the form of smoke, the company's founders decided that they might as well harness the energy that comes from a burning body and use it to help power transportation to the funeral. The company is privately held and is avoiding publicity while perfecting its design, but an employee working under a non-disclosure agreement spoke about the endeavor off the record and revealed these videos of the new floating crematorium blimp system. They attached a standard crematorium oven to the back of the blimp, with a passenger cabin and cockpit hanging below the blimp. During cremation, energy from the burning body is converted into steam power that drives the blimp's propellers. It turns out that a blimp's propellers do not need very much power to help steer the aircraft. On average, one body in the floating crematorium will provide sufficient energy for a trip of up to 60 miles or more, depending on the prevailing winds. Of course, the crew of the blimp crematorium carries a backup supply of wood to burn if they need more power to get to their destination after the body's cremation has finished. In the spirit of being eco-friendly, the company plants 3 new trees for every tree they burn while transporting mourners by dirigible in the backup power system. Grieving families are attracted to the idea of traveling high in the sky over the deceased person's hometown, favorite national park, or other beautiful vistas before touching back down to earth for the funeral ceremony. Mourners find it comforting to gaze at the natural wonders of the earth from a blimp that moves thanks to power provided by the combustion of their loved ones. A blimp can meander and hover in place to let friends and family take their time looking at waterfalls, islands, canyons, and other gorgeous landscapes. Instead of driving, taking a bus or train, or flying by a commercial airplane, grieving people can relax in the slow movement of a blimp as it carries them over cities and the countryside on their way to the ceremony. The startup cremation blimp funeral company is also developing plans for a hot air balloon system powered by cremation, capable of transporting up to 6 mourners at a time. For transporting larger passenger cabins of mourners, it makes more sense to use blimp technology rather than hot air balloons. People who love the romance of flying peacefully through the sky with hot air balloons or blimps find that a floating crematorium is an ideal way to honor their deceased loved ones while helping preserve the environment and reduce their carbon footprint.